Well, a special off-season edition of Hockey Stars in Cars presented by Enterprise. Our guest today is the longest tenured member of the Calgary Flames. He's also second all-time when it comes to games played in the Flaming Sea. Just happens to be 10 short of 1,000. Our guest is the captain, Mikael Backlund. Michael Backlund.
Brendan Parker, how are you?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
Good.
Ready for a ride to work?
Yeah, let's go.
Good to see you. Happy off season.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice spring day in Calgary.
Yeah, finally.
Finally, the rain has stopped for a moment at least, and you're off to work.
Yeah.
Back in the gym, I guess, already, eh?
First week was good to take off. Right after season to settle and everything, and since we moved into a new house and everything to get ready.
Right.
Yeah, do some errands and.
This is home now until well into the closer to the summer. Like you don't go back to Sweden until kind of. What is it? Later June kind of thing?
Yeah, we, I mean, the kids are in preschool and daycare and they love it, especially our daughter who's in preschool. She loves being here and being with her friends, and it's hard to just pull her out of preschool too early. She, last summer we were home for 3 months, and halfway through the summer she goes, "Dad, when are we going to Canada? I want to go to Canada. I want to go to Canada," and she couldn't stop asking about it. So this year we're like, okay, let's go home for only 2 months.
And then come back a little sooner.
Yeah. We'll be back here in late August. So that'll be good. Usually August is super nice here too, so.
Very much so.
And then she'll start kindergarten too.
Right.
That'll
be a big year for her then.
Yeah. One of the reasons that we decided to stay, this is their home. I mean, they're so young they can make friends, but.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, if we would decide not to resign, probably been traded at the deadline, gone to a team. Who knows how that would have turned out, and maybe would have been free agents. So that would have been 2 new places.
Right.
Within a short period of time, and that was one option, or the other option would have been like we chose to stay here.
Yeah.
Then they have their regular life, their friends, and especially Tilly. That was a big factor with everything, not just about hockey, everything around the city here. The people that we got to know, and the cultures here, and the comfort for our kids meant a lot to us. So that was one of the big factors that we decided to stay. There's so many people that come up to you wherever I go and just are so thankful that we stayed, and they're happy that I'm the captain and appreciate it. So it means a lot. It gives me goosebumps and stuff when people come up and say that stuff. So it means a lot.
You'll be looking at that number 1,000 next season. I know you don't like to talk about those numbers before you get there, but
I know.
Off-season mode, it's all right.
Yeah, I know. It's been like one of those, like during last season I didn't want to talk about it too much with friends and family, but I'm super excited about it. It's a big milestone, and
for sure.
I didn't want to like tell people, I'm gonna invite a lot of people from Sweden, family and friends are really close to me, and my personal coaches that have been, my Swedish agents might come over, just people that have been with me from the very beginning.
That'll be fun. That'll be a little bit unique. Are you a guy that looks at it ahead of time? Like it's, to take a look at what the schedule looks like? Because I would imagine this year you will.
I know. This year, the first thing I'll look at is game number 10.
Game 10.
See where it's at, home or away, or and then you can start to talk to people a little bit and what they can expect or look for.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
I'm sure the family's excited too, and they're well aware. You hit some big ones. 900's big, obviously, and then your 200th career goal this past season. What's it like, being able to celebrate those milestones now with the family, and obviously your kids, as you mentioned, like getting older, probably starting to understand a little bit about what it means to you, and just kind of getting a sense of the significance of that kind of stuff.
Tilly's starting to understand a little bit. Oliver's still
a little young,
but they still don't really understand like the big picture.
Sure.
They're more excited if we win a game. Fria's trying to explain a little bit to her 1,000 games what that means, but I think it's too hard for them to really understand it.
Well, Tilly's become, she's got such a great personality too. It's been so funny to see this past year her comfort level inside the room too, which I think is so awesome. Like, and obviously you're so close with all your teammates, and Swedish players especially, or fellow Swedish players, but just what's it like watching her take a little bit of stardom with she did the t-shirt video. It's just the way that she communicates with all the players. Oh, great. That's so great. She'll love that looking back one day.
No, it's gonna be when she gets older. Already now she loves watching it.
Does she? Yeah.
And we were watching right on TV yesterday, Sweden Canada bronze medal game, World Championships, and she heard Manjapani on the TV, and she goes, Manjapani, because he was on the lineup, obviously. And she knows Magic too. He's been her help.
Monster, is it?
Yeah, the Monster. He's called the Monster because he plays. So Oliver loves playing Monster. We chase him around like just tag, but he calls it Monster, and he started doing that with our kids and Benji, Rasmus' kid, and since then they started calling him that. Once she gets into it, feels so comfortable. She's really excited to be on be mic'd up and be on the camera. So she seems to have that naturally. So maybe one day she'll be a host for a TV show or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Was it Rasmus was telling me that you're usually the guy that organizes all the meals on the road too. So when the schedule comes, how early do you start looking at that and start mapping out a few meals? Captain organizer.
For sure, when we get closer to August, September, if it's a big city early, need to get the wrestles in early. I definitely get on that. I tried over the years, really work on to be a little more impulsive at times.
Fly by the
I've got some feedback from Rasmus and some from friends at home, and just people around me. That sometimes it's good to be a little impulsive and not plan everything.
Right.
So like in the summer, we try to keep it more open. Have to book everything, so we're a little more flexible once we're home.
In terms of skating and things like that, when the off season starts, just about how your schedule looks, and is it just sort of about doing little things until you're ready to kind of get back in a full?
Playing a little bit of injury in the end of the season, needed that to settle, and started to strengthen that up before getting back on the ice here this week.
Right. Yeah, that kind of happened in the last month or so of the year, somewhere in there, or two.
Yeah, started the game against Montreal. Hurt myself, left the game, and then got a little treatment and wrapped up, and then went back out and played, and funny enough scored my 2 goals there, my 200, and then had a goal once we're out of the playoffs. My goal was to play all the 2 games. That was something I really wanted to push myself to do, and so I know I didn't play as good as I wanted in the end, but at least I play all the 2 games. Having a long off season, you get to be with the kids lots. And that's something especially this age. I mean, there's some long days. But I really appreciate that I get the time spent, with them. Right after the last game of the year, I got home and I was really emotional and upset. The season was over, and we didn't make the playoffs. So next morning, I slept in a little bit after the game. It's usually I get to sleep in a little bit after games, and I came down. I guess Frida's told the kids that I was upset, and Tilly right away comes to me and she's like, "Oh, Dad, I heard you were really sad last night. Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." She goes, "But Daddy, I'm super excited. Hockey's over. Now you're gonna be home." And that melts your heart, So
totally,
and you can tell Oliver, he was such a mommy's boy during the season, and now we're getting a closer bond now that I've been home lots, and I can tell he's really. Both kids, but you can tell that Oliver's really been excited that I've been home.
Now you wore the C for a full year. Is there anything that stands out, or what was it like to be the captain of an NHL team, and specific to the one that you've spent your whole career with?
No, really special. It was awesome. It's obviously a special year, everything going on, but
for sure.
It affected me at times, but I was really honored and so thankful that I got to be the captain. And it's not like a regular thing that a Swedish player get to be an NHL captain, especially not for a Canadian team. So it was very special. So yeah, I feel like the year before we kind of started this process, and hopefully next years ahead here, I don't know how many years I have left in my career, but hopefully next few years here in my career, we'll be in the playoffs and make some noise.
We're trying to build a foundation for these athletes to get into their main summer program, which is more strength, power, and speed based. So right now we're working on muscular endurance and work capacity, which is dense amount of work in an allotted time period. And what that is doing is just preparing these athletes to perform work over an extended period of time. We normally start on the ground, we get kind of our mobility, activation, and preparation going, and then we transition to the track work, which you saw, which was a very basic dynamic warm-up. And what we're doing is just putting the athletes through functional movements and getting them ready to prepare to sprint or run, which we aren't doing this early in the off season, but we will be doing extensively later. We started training very lightly, but we got the body moving 10 days post-season. He's been training, this is his 4th week with us. Granted, we're only training, 3 times a week full body right now, but we are loading, preparing him, and just getting him healthy again, taking care of his hips, his lower back, and making sure that he's ready for when he starts transitioning into his full S&C program, that he's ready to go. The thing that impresses me the most is that he comes in every day, even when we're here and it's, May 1st, and he's trying to get better. He's asking questions, he's pushing himself, he's pushing the guys to get better, he's holding to a standard. He pushes me to get better every day too, so I think it's just his ability to kind of drive progression in himself in the group, and that he's always searching to get better, even that he's almost played 1,000 games in the NHL. He's still searching and continuing to push that needle forward.